Off and online, off and on and off, up and down. We'll do it all. We'll do all that stuff. It'll be fun. Yeah, so I think this is working now. I think I figured out how to do this. And I've got things enabled. And I'm streaming. And I'm mainly packed. I've got almost all my laundry. I'm not bringing that. I wish I could. I mean, I've got a whole car. But the thing is, you put something like that in the car, and I mean, let's see, maybe 20% more gas, maybe 30, I don't know. It's a lot. You know, I could buy a symbol for the gas that I'd buy, I think, for that. New England basement, you know, it's dry. I like it. It's what I got. A dry New England basement here in Plymouth, right on the very edge of the Cape. Cape Cod, if you've ever been. It's fun. There's a lot of fun stuff that happens all the way out on the tippy tip of Cape Cod out there. It's been a safe haven for certain communities for a very long time. I used to live out there and learned a lot. Learned a lot when I was in Provincetown. Learned a lot about the LGBTQ community, plus that's the generation before me. A lot of older guys, a lot of older boomer guys. Got a lot of stories about what it was like living through all of that. Because they had a very, very rough ride. So I counted myself lucky. It was wonderful community out there, a lot of support, a lot of people have had a rough time and need help, and everybody recognizes that. And every once in a while you could see John Waters on the street, and that was fun. If you like John Waters, and I definitely do. So, I very much hope this is me ready to go to Chicago, and we're gonna make some noise. I've got all sorts of recorders and a stupid cymbal and a stupid like cowbell noisemaker thing. We're gonna make all sorts of noise, and we got all sorts of poster board, and you're gonna make all sorts of ridiculous signs. I'm so excited to meet these people who, I mean, people who get involved in protest movements like this, and especially the kind that I'm seeing in Chicago. I mean, these are really dedicated people, and you know, they're not overexcited, they're not over exaggerated about what it is. They're very sensible, very practical, and have been, as far as I can gather, directly helping at-risk populations in the Chicagoland area for some time, and know the lay of the land very well, which is I'm going to very much appreciate. I'm going to need, I mean, Chicago's not my town. I'm going to need some guidance. I'm going to need to figure out what the heck all that is. I've only done shows there, and that's not knowing a place at all. You barely even get to see a place. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I'm going to talk a little bit. Touring musician, you know, I did that for a little bit and got off the road, looking to get back on. But as a touring musician, you know, people think about a tour bus and woo, it's so much fun, you know, wow, tour bus, it's so glamorous. Now, okay, now just put aside all those notions and then imagine yourself living in a hallway with a dozen sweaty people. And where you sleep, you are like within 8 feet of all of those a dozen people, no matter where you are in that little hallway. And, you know, you smell everybody's farts and you hear everybody's snores and all their burps and everything. And, you know, 3 months into a tour, you'll be bone tired. Most people, and especially their first one, a lot of people get sick on their first tour and have to be dragged around a little bit. But yeah, something you get used to. But yeah, not all glamour. The other thing, people will ask you, hey, you've been to here, you've been to there. What'd you see? What'd you do? What'd you blah, 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 blah. And the answer is usually nothing. Nothing. I didn't see anything. I saw the inside of a bus and I saw the inside of a club, and the rest of it, I was sleeping or eating or you get a day off and maybe you go to a wonderful museum. Now, the icon that I have on my channel and a bunch of other stuff is, don't tell, it's borrowed. It's from one of these excursions to a museum in Budapest, Hungary. We had 3 days in Budapest one time, which was wonderful. Got to stretch, got to explore, got to go to a museum. Went to the Victor Vasarely Museum. Victor Vasarely is active late 50s till, I don't know, the 80s or 90s, something like that. But my favorite period is the late 60s into the early 70s, is Gestalt period. But as far as I'm concerned, he's the op art guy. He's the op art guy. And for me, this color theory stuff, kind of discrete packets of color and shape making up some kind of an impression of something. It reminds me of electronic music. And since I was on tour doing electronic music, it was serendipity doodah. And I took it to it, and 15 years later, it's still my logo. Or logo. It's still what I borrow from Victor Vasarely because I think it's interesting. Yeah, I should come up with my own logo, I guess. And now the Vasarely people are going to come after me. But yeah, I don't know. I ramble like this. It's fun. Maybe it's not. And it's fun for me. I live by myself in this little place. And I have me to talk to. And so I do that a lot. And now I'm basically talking to myself into this thing. Getting ready to go to Chicago. Laundry's done. Just about to fold it. Hopefully I will be resting my body in 90 minutes so that I can get, 4 or 5 hours before I get on the road. Yeah, I'm on adrenaline right now, so it's not gonna be easy to go to sleep. And it never was for me. No. I was always up. I was always looking at the stars, even when I was in single digits, just like staring out the window. What? I don't know. I guess that's been my position ever since. I like it. Although it's kind of taxing on the body and on the mind sometimes. So, but it's my natural state. Forcing it the other way is difficult. For me to get 8 hours, I have to be bone tired. Yeah, so it's a little expose, I guess. A little gear test. The gear works great. Look at that gimbal go. Holy Moses. Was that too much? I mean, whoa. That was up and down. All right. That was like a loop-de-loop. Okay. I like this. This is fun. This is all the new gear. All right. Well, this is just kind of a note, I guess, for myself and for nobody else. And see you on the road. Yo! Yeah. Yes, all of